So let's move on to number 3, public schooling. Let's see what we have, on public schooling and the problems it poses. Public schools are completely enveloped in the perspective that the Earth is not alive, that it's a machine. Let's see what this book says about it. The entire curriculum, except for a rare literature course or unique teacher, contains this embedded communication. Every day for the 12 to 20 years of formal schooling, children are taught that they are along on a ball of rock hurtling around the sun, and that the other residents of that ball of rock are resources to be used or managed. The textbooks, their authors, and the teachers are all presented as authorities on the nature of reality, and the universe as machine epistemology is carefully drilled into the children, despite the fact that increasing numbers of scientists acknowledge that mechanistic reductionism is either incorrect or has serious limitations. It continues to be taught. Schools are in many respects only employee training centers funded by tax dollars for a technology-dependent society. As the society more heavily emphasizes technology, there is less study of the natural world, and those courses of study that do focus on the natural world are de-emphasized. Colleges and universities throughout the U.S. illustrate this trend by the loss of professors in the natural scientists, no new generation is being taught to take their place. That should be pretty obvious, pretty apparent, the problem there. Hold on, I think we've got a little bit more. Our knowledge base of the natural world, like the knowledge base of indigenous people, is being lost. Book knowledge is no substitute for the direct transmission of knowledge from someone who has spent 30 years interacting with nature. The result, increasing in its scope each year, is a consistent disconnection to wild nature. Big problem. So pretty much, alright, so now we've gone through 1, 2, 3, or 4. And 4 is television. And for the first part of this, I'm going to read some more and see what they have to say about it, and then I'm going to give my own thoughts, my own opinions on the matter. Alright, television is of pervasive importance because it is used to fulfill a basic need that we all have. It is intricately bound up with our need to dream. Dreaming is a basic need like food, clothing, shelter, or touch. I'm going to skip a little bit. I'm just reading just bits and pieces out of it. There's a lot on it, but I'm just going to break it down. In listening to storytelling or reading fiction, as we listen, we enter a dreamlike state. A fictional dream, as the writer John Gardner named it. We read a few words at the beginning of the book or the particular story, and suddenly we find ourselves seeing not words on a page, but a train moving through Russia, an old Italian crying, or a farmhouse battered by rain. We enter a dream world. We forget ourselves. Our conscious mind sleeps. Television is not a special event set aside in time like the theater, books, or movies. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are very few people in the Western world who do not watch a lot of it. Few who do not regularly watch network programming or have a satellite dish or cable. Fewer still who do not have a television set at all. Television needs a lot of programming, and by nature and function, those programs must affect the most people possible. This can be done by consistently producing great fiction. An impossibility, there are only so many Tolkiens or Hemingways, or else by lowering the depth of the dream, making shallow dreams that can affect the broadest number of people. Television. As a result, people are continually exposed to dreaming that works with very shallow and homogenized meanings reflective of one particular industry and way of thinking. Because of low meaning, especially people live in a world with less and less access to deep meaning. More and more life is lived in front of a television, dreaming dreams that have been generated only to be palpable to the most millions. Less and less does dreaming come from life itself. Children begin to take these dreams and the meanings derived from them and interweave them into the fabric of their characters. It is no wonder that teenagers feel that life is meaningless. No wonder that, as James Hillman notes, more children and adolescents in the U.S. die from suicide than from cancer, AIDS, birth defects, influenza, heart disease, and pneumonia combined. It is no wonder that teenagers are directing the deep unconscious rage that comes from the loss of meaning outward as well. Violent television or film, contrary to the cries of politicians, has virtually nothing to do with what is happening. Okay, well that's it from the book. Alright, so now it's time for my views on television. I grew up watching a lot of TV. I mean, hours and hours a day. And it wasn't until just recently, I started researching things on my own, not taking everything the mainstream media said, as truth. I started looking into things myself, and I didn't like what I found. I didn't like what I saw. I don't like what's going on in our country, in the world right now. And television is a big part of it. It's part of their game. Television is nowadays. I mean, it's just a bunch of propaganda and entertainment. That's it. Our lives nowadays are so saturated with entertainment that we don't even see past that. Most Americans don't care. They get to sit at home, they get to watch American Idol, they get to drink a beer. They have a really high-tech phone, cool Xbox 360, and they're content with that. That's freedom for them. It's not like that. There's more to it, and watching TV is just gonna keep the wool pulled over your eyes. I guess that's it for this blog. Those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear back from you if you agree or disagree. I'm gonna have some more soon. I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna whatever comes to me, I guess. But yeah, if you like this video, rate, give it a good rating, subscribe, send them around. Thanks for watching.